Now, viewers, focus is back on the top story. The United Nations Security Council is scheduled to convene today and address the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan that have been on a rise ever since the terrorist attack. In the aftermath of the deadly attack in the Pahalgam 22 April, which has claimed the lives of 26 innocent Indians, the meeting has come amid the growing diplomatic strains between the two South Asian neighbors. This development has followed Pakistan's announcement that it will apprise the global security body of what it describes as India's aggressive action, provocations and provocative statements. In a statement that has been issued on Sunday, Pakistan's Foreign Office has said that it would specifically raise the issue of India's move to suspend the Indus Waters Treaty, calling it an illegal action that endangers peace and security in the region. Ambassador Evangelos Skouras, as permanent representative of the Greece to United Nations and President of the Security Council for the month of May, had earlier expressed concern over the situation but said India was far bigger than Pakistan. After the attack, India announced a series of sweeping countermeasures against Pakistan. These included expelling Pakistani diplomats, suspending the Indus Waters Treaty and immediately closing the Atari border. India has also shut its airspace to all the flights operated by Pakistan and halted the trade with Islamabad. In response to the Pakistan closed its airspaces to the Indian airlines and then suspended trade with India, including through the third countries. It also rejected India's suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty, warning that any move to stop the flow of the water to Pakistan would be considered as an act of war. Aditya Wadhawan, my colleague, is joining me live on the broadcast with more details. The UNSC is going to discuss the rising tensions between India and Pakistan, Aditya. And now, in fact, as the moment comes, the Security Council is going to also deliberate upon how the Pakistan's response to India shutting its airspace and naval routes is concerned. Share more details, Aditya, what you're picking up.
Well, absolutely, Simran. If you see, the United Nations earlier has also, called for diffusing tensions between the two South Asian neighbors, India and Pakistan. The UN has been saying that both these countries are nuclear nations, and any major conflict between the two nations should be avoided, and that is why this emergency meet is being called by the United Nations to discuss the growing tensions between India and Pakistan. And recently, the Pakistan's permanent ambassador to UN has requested for an emergency closed-door consultations of the UN as far as the tensions with India is concerned. Pakistan at this juncture is in a complete state of fear because it is a fear. Pakistan is feared due to a retaliation by India. After post the Pahalgam terror attacks, which left 26 people dead. So at this juncture, it will be seen as to how this situation progresses because all the major countries of the world are at this juncture standing with India, and the major protests by the Indian communities across the world are further isolating Pakistan at a global level, which is further weakening the position of Pakistan because now the world has realized that Pakistan exports terrorism to the world. So at this juncture, it needs to be seen how this entire scenario unfolds and what conclusion is reached to when the UN Security Council holds an emergency meet. Yes, Simran.
Well, all right, Aditya. Thank you very much for sharing further updates. And now let's also shift our focus to other developments. While Major General Anuj Mathur joins me live this morning. Sir, how do you in fact look at the UNSC now mediating and discussing the tensions between India and Pakistan? And now, in fact, as India has committed the resolve to retaliate the terrorist activities of Pakistan very soon, and time and again, even Union Defence Minister continues to reiterate it, even though public gatherings and public events are concerned. The world is also watching the moves that are being prepared and performed by India. Now, at the UNSC, what remains to be on the agenda as far as the tensions that have been on a rise after the terrorist attack and more rightly so, between India and Pakistan is concerned? Mr. Mathur.
Uh, Simran, just look, what is happening in the UNSC is actually Pakistanis are now truly scared, and they've done what they had to, and they were probably one of the worst strategic miscalculations of the Pakistan Army chief has been this terror attack in Pahalgam. Now they are wanting some way or the other, because you don't have to fight, Simran. You don't have to physically use the military as a tool. What actions have been taken so far, and what actions are now likely to be in the offing, be it economic, be it psychological pressure, and be it gathering the support of the rest of the world powers, except one or two countries. I don't think there is anybody who's with him, because it is very, very simple, Simran. The world stands with the sufferers of the terrorism, and not the people who enable them that. So the issue continues to remain that Pakistan is now desperately trying to go to the United Nations Security Council, which it is a member of as of now, and trying to get something from there to pressurize India to reduce the tensions. But Simran, I can tell you, our commanders on ground, our political leaders are absolutely clear in their mind and competent enough to make sure that what the country needs today, they are capable of doing that, and they will. I use this word, they will do it. So UN directly can do very little. UN can pass a resolution. There are so many things which UN has passed in so many theaters of war, and what has been the outcome, me and you know it very, very well. And the issue continues to remain that UN is an organization which is toothless. It cannot physically do anything. Hence, it is up to us and up to Pakistan to understand what it means. Pakistan will have to take the thing, and they will have to admit to this particular act of absolute radical violence in Pahalgam, and to take concrete measures to make sure that they destroy the infrastructure and the ecosystem of terrorism which exists in their country. Rather, what they are doing is they're supporting them. So my take on the UNSC meeting today is that they will discuss it, and unless Pakistan does what we want him to do, we will not agree to anything. Let that be very, very clear, because the world is with us. Rest of the people are with us, and we are right. We are not wrong, and we have not taken any military action so far. Nothing at all. We have just responded to the continuous ceasefire violation. Only responded. We have not escalated. So the point is, we will escalate at our terms at the time that we want to escalate. But the fact of the matter is, like a good nation, we are trying to tell Pakistan to mend.
All right.
And unless that happens.
All right, sir.